Welcome, Toy Car Demolition Derby fans, to CDL Live, our June 11th edition about to begin. It's a playoff edition, of course, as we close out the rest of the game ones in the conference semifinals. And, of course, if you remember the last game day, we had 3 games. And we now know who will be battling for this year's Soldiers Cup. It'll be the Syracuse Scorpions back in the Soldiers Cup final yet again. As a matter of fact, this will be their 3rd appearance. Now, keep in mind that the Soldiers Cup has only been, this is the 4th season of the D-League. So in 4 seasons, Syracuse making it to the Soldiers Cup finals now 3 times. Lost in the first appearance back in 2012 to Toronto. Of course, Toronto won it the next year against Edmonton, but last year, Syracuse beaten Wilkes-Barre Scranton, who is now OKC, and then they beat Oklahoma City in the semifinals. Back in the Soldiers Cup finals, looking to go back-to-back, of course. The number 2 seeded Baltimore Colts, fellow Eastern Division rivals, standing in their way, of course. It'll be on the June 20th game day here in the Car Demolition League, and that'll be the only matchup on that game day. As a matter of fact, well, it would depend, folks. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be the only matchup on that game day. Don't think we have any pro games actually scheduled for then. And, yeah, because the semifinals, if they go the distance, would end on the 19th. So, but nonetheless, we know what's going on with that. But today, hey, Hartford and LA taking their lead in game 1. And both teams, the higher seed, the number 1 seeds, or actually, well, LA, the number 1 seed of the West, and Hartford, the number 2 seed of the East. So high seeds getting the win and taking that 1-0 series lead. But now the 1 seed of the East gets a chance here today. The Tampa Bay Gators home against the New York Empire. New York, the number 6 seed in the East. Tampa Bay, the number 1 seed. And what else can be said about it? New York coming off their first playoff win. Their first playoff series win, able to knock out Pittsburgh in 6 games. And, of course, Tampa Bay looked just about flawless in their 4-1 series win against the Bradford Brawlers. Just found ways to get it done. And game 1 of that series, best of 5, here today. Gators and Empire, but also on this game day. The game that's actually going to start off this game day, if I remember correctly. But anyways, yeah, it should start off the game. But nonetheless, Roswell Aliens, San Francisco Shinobis, both teams picking up big first-round wins. Who would have saw Roswell actually sweeping Chicago? And who would have seen the Shinobis getting past the Storm in 5 games? So winning that series 4-1. So both those teams looking to keep their good vibes going in the second round. They go head-to-head here today. Aliens at Shinobis, Empire at Gators. It's our June 11th edition of CDL Live. Let's get down to the field for the start of that Shinobis Aliens games. Pretty sure I'm correct on that one. And if I'm not, I'll edit myself and put like something saying he's an idiot or something at the bottom. But nonetheless, let's get down to the field. Welcome, CDL fans, to our June 11th game day here in the Car Demolition League. It is time for more of the second round of the CDL playoffs. The road to Crash Bowl 19 continuing here today. More game 1s of the conference semifinals. Matchup here, a Western Conference semifinal. The 6th-seeded Roswell Aliens on the road to take on the 5th-seeded San Francisco Shinobis.
Shinobs.
Both teams upsetting the higher-ranked team in the first round. The Shinobis able to get those comeback wins in Game 1 and Game 2 against the San Jose Storm, which really set the tone. Got them that 2-0 series lead. They were able to win that series 4-1. And for the Roswell Aliens, it's the closest sweep that we've ever seen in CDL history. All 4 games going into overtime. Game 3 went into double overtime. But Police Porsche coming up big at the 5-point gainer spot for the Aliens each and every time. But nonetheless, both teams set to go head-to-head here in Game 1 of their best-of-5 series. So, folks, should be an epic one. 2 very evenly matched teams. Spectite at the captain spot for the Roswell Aliens. Spectite Jr. at the captain spot for the San Francisco Shinobis. Could see a twins battle here, if you will. A mirror match if you're a Mortal Kombat fan and familiar with that old slogan. So that being said, let's get a look at the lineups. Roswell Aliens, San Francisco Shinobis.
We will begin transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What they didn't. Is this a movie? Attack the lead villages where my crew be. What is it like to be a shinobi? My ninjas feel you for your filming. Good stew.
And moving out there first for the Roswell Aliens will be F1 Racer, and out there to meet him will be F3, making his first frontrunner appearance of the playoffs. And smart move by the Shinobis, because he did not come up big against the Storm at all in the regular season. They were beat by San Jose twice in 2 out of the last 3 game days. Then came playoff time. They let Mach 5-2 do his thing at the frontrunner spot, and totally different storyline, folks. But F3 getting back on that frontrunner spot, which he's known for. And good chance there as he starts this game off against F1 Racer and has a flip on F1 Racer there, 5-0 Shinobis in the lead. And that will bring out Dragonfly for the Roswell Aliens. The defense this card has is pretty good, but able to stay up there. As is F3, switching sides now. And F3 has another flip, 10-0 Shinobis in the lead. F3 on a roll here. He's been in hibernation. Coming back here and coming back strong. Maybe some time riding the pine. Does the trick a little bit. That's the time. And Spectite now out there for the Aliens trying to keep him alive here. And he does just that. F3 taken down right away by the defense of Spectite. That will bring out Black Bullet 1, the 2014 MVP. He ended up winning a World Cup with Cambodia as well last year. And now out here trying to get his first Crash Bowl, but of course, lays away from that here. All right, only in the second round, but trying to make it to his first Western Conference Finals. Of course, San Jose knocked out San Francisco in the first round last year, so the Shinobis got revenge in the first round. As a true Shinobi actually would, I would definitely think. And great defense by Black Bullet 1.
Nice roll.
And Black Bullet 1 famous for those, the barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. And close to interference there, but both cars still up anyways. Nonetheless, going at it again. Spectite and Black Bullet 1 can't get much better of a battle than what we got on the field right now. Black Bullet 1 going for a Game 1 win. And Spectite, of course, trying to tie this thing up. As these two continue to battle and go at it. Two good defensive cars smashing at each other right here. Both looking for the win. Neither of these teams ever won a Crash Bowl, and Spectite, you know, he wants to get back in the big dance. He's been there twice before and came up short both times. And now, Spectite Jr. out there for the San Francisco Shinobis, out there to take on Spectite from the Roswell Aliens. And now, the way you can tell the difference, Spectite still has his tail on board there with all of his tape on the front. Spectite Jr.
No tail.
Yep, thank you, Tim. No tail and tape on the back. And that's how you'd be able to tell the difference. Aliens, Shinobis. There you go. So here we go. Spectite and Spectite Jr. in a good roll by Spectite. Able to stay alive here. Two cars, the exact same model. Two Spectite models going at it. With the game tied at 10, and Spectite has the flip. 15-10, Aliens in the lead, but now the lightweight defense of Mach 5-2 gets out on the field. He did great in that series against the Storm, looking to force overtime here against the Aliens. And he's seeing the stability of Spectite right now. And Spectite has the weight advantage, but definitely can't count out Mach 5-2. He's able to get the job done. He's a lightweight, but he's got that great defensive ability, as you see right now. Going in the spin cycle as a Spectite. Both these cars guarding their positions and the interference right there. They'll go at it again. Game's still on between the two, and both cars staying up there. In the air a little bit, and this time it ends. Mach 5-2 going down, and folks, the Roswell Aliens will take Game 1. final score 15-10, and what a matchup right there. Back and forth. Spectite able to pull it out for the Roswell Aliens. So
that's nothing but smashing off right there.
That's some good demolition derby played by both sides, no doubt. But the Aliens just a little bit better today. Tim Kaiser loves the monster, man. So do I, brother. But more action to come on this June 11th edition of CDL Live. Brandon will hit the field for the first time in the second round. His Tampa Bay Gators home against another team who will be hitting the field for the first time in the second round of their franchise history, and they've been in the league since '97. The New York Empire. Empire Gators next on CDL Live, Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals. Stay tuned. Welcome back, CDL fans, to our June 11th game day here in the Car Demolition League, a playoff edition. And boy, don't these game days get shorter as the season moves along here in the playoffs, as more teams get eliminated. But of course, these two have made the cut to the Great Eight of the CDL here in 2015 in a rare face. Only, well, actually, their first time ever in the second round. The New York Empire coming into the playoffs, the number 6 seed. Beating the Pittsburgh Destroyers in the first round. 4-2. The defense of Black Bullet 2 helping out, and definitely kind of like the Beatles song, he got by with a little help from his friends Challenge, Enzo 1, and Diesel Boy, all stepping up in the mix. And after being down 2-1, the Empire putting together those wins to get that 4-2 series win. And the team with a little bit more of a dominant series win in round 1, the Tampa Bay Gators, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference in 2015, Southeast Division champions. And, excuse me, folks, really impressive towards the tail end of the season, winning 11 out of their last 12 games. When you count in the fact that they won the first series against Bradford 4-1, I'll do the math. 4 plus 11 equals 15. So they've won 15 out of their last 18 games, folks. Very impressive to have the Gators have been. And leading the way for them, Ratified, who came up big against Bradford in games 1 and 2. As a matter of fact, he shut them out in game 1 and then went 2-0-1 in game 2 to get that 15-5 win.
Wow.
So Ratified putting up MVP-type numbers. And then, of course, Battle, the car with the brain, as he's been called. He's been able to get himself in situations before, like we don't even know how. He just lines himself up perfectly to where a car will land on him and flip over on top of him, to where he's pinned down cars before. It's like he knows what he's doing out there. 47 Ronin, been stepping up big as of late, and of course, you got Fam, a 5-point gainer. Now that I give away the lineup already, let's get a look at the pictures and team theme songs and all that happy horse stuff that comes with all the pageantry of a CDL playoff game. New York Empire, Tampa Bay Gators. Let's get a look at their full lineups. And here we go. Enzo 1 bringing the offense to the field first for the New York Empire, and out there to meet him will be Ratified of the Tampa Bay Gators. And they'll go at it here, and Ratified a good flip right off the bat. 5-0 on the opening collision. Ratified getting the job done, and now that brings out Challenge for the New York Empire. And Challenge sets down Ratified right away. So 2 flips off of 2 collisions, and we are tied at 5. And offense becoming the key part of the game. But now Battle coming out for the Gators. A good defensive car, but a smash mouth car in Challenge. He looks like a little small guy, but he packs a punch, made of all metal. And Battle all plastic, and Battle is down there. Challenge on a roll, going for 3-0. 2 collisions, 2 flips right here, and the Empire been a determined team, but now 47 Ronin. Out there for the Gators. Almost hit a flip there, passing the landing test was Challenge. And now 47 Ronan from the visitor side of the field, and the interference there going to put him back on his own side.
Better cut his shit out, man.
So New York Empire got that win against Pittsburgh in round 1. They know how to deal with defense. Hey, they had to deal with Green Blaze and What Jr. in the first round. Not to mention Paradox. And this time, both cards are down. No interference there. Challenge and 47 Ronan both out of the game. So now, it's Phantom coming out for the Gators. Trying to force overtime for Brandon's squad. New York Empire got Black Bullet 2 out there. He's been solid here this season. And he's a good defensive card, but Phantom, got to give him his props for being a Smash Mouth style made of all metal card. We'll see what happens here, folks. And Phantom staying stable there. Getting a good opportunity, good spin cycle by Phantom. Both cards staying up yet again. Staying on their own side. And the war between these two continuing. So they continue to go at it, and close to an interference, but Black Bullet 2 is down. Phantom forces OT in game 1, and now has to take on another Smash Mouth Diesel Boy out there for the New York Empire, ready to take on Phantom, folks. And here we go in OT, tied at 15. Winner of this battle right here takes game 1 of the series. Forces the best out of 5, and they're both down, make it double overtime here in game 1. The Empire, they've been determined this season, like the Gators have, and double overtime in game 1 here. Phantom and Diesel Boy. And Diesel Boy's down, and Phantom goes 2-0 for the comeback, and the Gators have the win over the Empire in game 1 of this series. Huge win right there, double overtime, getting the job done. Brandon's Tampa Bay Gators fighting the whole way through, a team that does not give up. But man, did the New York Empire not send the message. They came to play in this series and definitely took Tampa Bay to their limit. Only seen double overtime twice now in the playoffs, just twice.
Yeah.
Roswell with game 3 against Chicago, able to get the win, and now Tampa Bay able to get that double OT win against New York here in game 1. Game 2, though, the Empire will have the home side of the field. Of course, both games that you saw today, Roswell going to be home against San Francisco on the May 13th or June 13th game day, and New York home against Tampa Bay on that June 13th game day for both game 2s. That being said, next game day, Tim Geiser here with me in the building. 4-time CDL champ, his 2 squads going head-to-head for game 2 of their best of 5. Of course, Hartford leading that series. 1 game to none right now, but the Demons will have home field. They'll be looking to tie the series up. And, of course, the Thunder on the road looking to take that 2-0 advantage against the Nevada Thunder. Thunder with home field, trying to even that series all up at 1. So a couple of divisional rivalries on our June 12th game day, the next game day here in the Car Demolition League. James Holst here with my younger brother, Tim Geiser, CDL owner, legend.
We'll see you.
Yep, 4-time champions. 4-time champion. Until next time, folks, yes, take care of yourself, be yourself, peace. And like Tim said it, the old catchphrase, Tim.
We'll see you.